Hello everyone. I am 28, and my GF, F27. My girlfriend recently had a birthday. We had a small get-together at our apartment, but my girlfriend feels uncomfortable opening gifts in front of people because of the pressure, and all of our friends know that. She opened them privately that evening. 2 days later, my parents' gift arrived. My parents are on the wealthy side and bought her a designer handbag she had been openly admiring the last time we visited. They had purchased the bag that weekend and had been saving it for her birthday. She responded a thank you before she opened it and would let them know when she did. The box sat on our dresser for about 2 days before my parents sent a text wondering if she had opened it yet. I asked her when she would open the gift and she just shrugged and said soon. I was also really excited to see her open this gift. I knew that it was something she really wanted. A few more days passed. My parents checked in again about whether she had opened the gift. At this point, my girlfriend came to me and asked if I could tell my parents to back off, as she was feeling too much pressure around opening the gift and it was making her not want to open it. I admit that I have never really understood this, and I told her that I didn't get why she wouldn't open it. My parents weren't there and all it would require is a thank you text at the very least to acknowledge it. To me, it was the exact same as our friends leaving the party before opening her gifts. She got really frustrated with me and said, "You just don't get how uncomfortable it makes me." About a week after the gift arrived, my parents texted me outside of our group chat and asked if she liked the bag. I told them she still had not opened the gift. They asked me if they had made her uncomfortable, if they had overstepped in any way or something. They've gotten her gifts before that have never gone over like this. I truly did not understand why she was not opening it, and at this point I thought it was borderline rude to not open it and acknowledge the gift. She went out with her friends yesterday evening and I opened the box for her, displayed the bag on the dresser so that the pressure of opening it was removed and we could just move on. I really thought I was doing her a favor in ending this awkward situation. When she got home and saw it, she was pissed. She said she had guessed it was the bag she had wanted and felt awkward knowing it was an expensive gift and that she did not feel comfortable opening it yet. I tried to explain that she was being a bit rude putting it off, but she said it was more rude of me to open it for her. We went to bed shortly after and she was very short with me this morning. The bag is still sitting on the dresser where I left it. So, Ida? Comments. Commenter. NTA. If my GF wouldn't open my parents' gifts, I would tell her that I will tell my parents to never gift anything to her if it makes her so uncomfortable that it affects my relationship and she doesn't deserve anything from them because she doesn't appreciate it. Then we'll return the gift to my parents, or to store if parents don't need it, and tell them big, thanks for trying. I would also require an explanation what exactly is happening in my GF mind and why she felt anxious so in future I could protect her mind, or if she can't explain it and keeps acting like ungrateful brat in other instances, then just drop her. I hate people who create problems from nothing and this is a problem sucked out of her finger. It is very hard to live with such people as they will create drama from pretty much everything. Oop, downvoted. Dude, way too much. She's not ungrateful and she's not a brat. Commenter, I'd put money down that your GF has some form of untreated OCD. Oop, you are not the first person to have said this. A few of our mutual friends have commented on some of her tendencies common with OCD. Could you elaborate? I don't think either of us would have associated it with our perception of OCD. Commenter, info, has your relationship been good recently? Any fights or perceived slights? I'm wondering if maybe she felt it was wrong to accept a gift from them because of something related to your relationship. Small things like this often go a bit deeper than you would expect. Oop, downvoted. A few comments have suggested this, but with full sincerity our relationship is great. We are very in love. Clearly, I blundered here, but I don't think she was avoiding opening it because of a problem in our relationship. Curious 14595, ESH, but mostly your girlfriend. It is reasonable for people to not want to open gifts in front of other people. There is an element of social pressure there, and a courtesy-induced need to pretend to like it even if it misses the mark. However, refusing to open a gift in the privacy of one's home is not reasonable, and may be indicative of deeper issues which should be resolved through professional assistance. Your girlfriend should recognize that her gift opening anxiety has gone beyond healthy limits and she should explore why, since, minor as it is likely to continue interfering with her significant relationships. As for you, you should not have opened it. You should simply explain to your parents that your girlfriend has gift opening anxiety and not to take it personally, and to be patient. If your girlfriend expresses to you that the gift was too expensive, pass that on gently so they can adjust their gift giving next time. Roar Satbeards, I can also see how the comfort of her own home didn't feel like privacy as her BF is the proxy of the gift giving. Knowing what it is, pestering her to open it for his parents. She clearly has an issue around gift receiving, but I truly don't feel made it feel like a safe space at all. My _meow meow beans, that's fine for like a day or two, but anxious avoidance is horribly self-destructive and we who engage in it are sometimes really good at rationalizing it away indefinitely. Her home should be a safe space, yes. But enabling this level of anxious avoidance is bad. She needs to be in CBT or a similar type of therapy. Update, I wasn't planning on updating, but there were some things in the comments I wanted to address. Most importantly, my GF and I are still together. Not once did it cross my mind that she was avoiding the gift because she wanted to break up with me. We've been together for 3 years and are in a loving relationship. I fucked up in this situation, but we'll get through it. I was raised in a polite, always send a thank you card kind of way, which it seems other people in the comments can relate to, but my parents were in no way bombarding us with texts or harassing her over this gift. We have a group chat together, and they sent a follow-up text every other day or so just wondering if she had opened it. They are definitely nosy Midwestern parents, but we both know they were not coming from a place of negativity or blame or in any way trying to pressure her into something. They were genuinely excited to have been able to provide this gift for her. They have a great relationship. Yes, my girlfriend has expressed discomfort around opening gifts before, but not in a way that indicated she doesn't like receiving them. She has told me she just hates the pressure of reacting a certain way in front of people and also thinks it can be awkward for other gift givers. Usually, if someone gifts her something, she opens it as soon as she is in private. On her birthday, I left her gift by the bed and went to get breakfast. When I came back, she had opened it and was happy with it. That's why I was so confused as to why she had not opened this gift. As fucked as it sounds, I really did think I was helping by opening the gift. Comments have helped me realize exactly where I went wrong, but I never had the intention of manipulating her or coercing her or controlling her. I admit that I let my own desire to see her joy at the gift overshadow the true intention. When we returned home from work yesterday, we sat down together to work it all out, starting with me apologizing for ruining her gift. She told me she had called my parents on her lunch break and thanked them. She told me she had a feeling that gotten her the bag after she'd been talking about it and was both excited and anxious about the cost. She said by the time the package arrived she had gotten her hopes up and felt guilty of potential disappointment if she opened it and it wasn't the bag, and that her anxiety around it continued to build up as it sat there. She apologized to me for not being able to communicate that clearly beforehand. I do understand this, and I know that I jumped the gun a bit. We also talked a bit around neurodivergence. I appreciate everyone who posted about their experience with anxiety/autism/OCD. It's not the first time she has been told she has autistic or OCD tendencies, though at the moment she is unsure if she wants to move forward with getting a diagnosis. Comments. Commenter: I am guessing it is the last time your parents buy her a nice gift. They spent a pile of money on it. I understand taking it home, but open it when you get home in private. All they wanted to know was that their thoughtfulness and money was appreciated. It clearly wasn't. When you love people and you're neurodivergent, if you want to keep them around, you have to learn to act like a normie, or at least near enough to not be offensive. She needs to work on this skill. Outrageous Cheetos. It's unfortunate, because she clearly understands the thoughtfulness and value of their gift, but it doesn't matter if she can't communicate it. What should have been a happy event became stressful for all parties. Nemo Nowan. Franly, it's better that you opened it. It seems that your girlfriend was spiraling into anxiety and a clean break was more helpful. Or else she might have left the package there until Christmas and things would get worse when she got more presents, or no more presents, or a present that is a nice wrapped box meant for display only, or any of the alternatives. Pooch-ah-mom. See, this is what I was wondering when I read the original post. To the people berating Op for opening the box. How else was this situation going to resolve? GF was spiraling, as you said, and was clearly not communicating. Op tried to ask her and gave her so many opportunities. She was just not processing her anxiety over the potential disappointment of the gift. At this point it wasn't about reaction, since she could have opened the box when Op was at work or in the bathroom. The box would have sat there forever. Op and his parents would have had to give up since GF wasn't explaining what was going on. Cheap Meat 8531. You didn't fuck up at all, mate. People were going wild calling you selfish and a bad partner with very little evidence. If I were your parents, I wouldn't get her anything ever again. Her behavior didn't come from a bad place, but it was hurtful and belittling to your mom and dad. That's your family, at the end of the day. Cherry Aphrodite. I think if they, meaning Op and GF, communicate to the parents what exactly was going on, and if GF seeks therapy, it'll help future situations with gift giving. Op's parents are probably confused because they don't fully understand the severity of GF's anxiety, so they would definitely be in their right to not want to buy her another gift. Once the entire issue is laid out and explained, by the GF if she's comfortable, I think it'd give Op parents more clarity and reassurance on gift giving. But the GF has to put in the work to help handle this gift anxiety, because if she allows this to continue, it's going to affect her relationships with people in the future. Microcosmic Unicorn. If you have behavioral quirks like the GF clearly has and refuse to get evaluated/diagnosed, so you can start managing those quirks properly and so you can let your loved ones know what to expect from you, that you cannot expect people to not get annoyed/frustrated with you. GF is absolutely in the wrong. Coffeezilla. She's just as in the weeds dealing with it as they are. I don't mean this an excuse for her, but I think this stems more from an anxiety, and particularly an anxiety about feeling worthy of a gift at all. This situation sucks without anyone being the villain. You might get frustrated when on the spot I can't communicate at all, but there is nothing to be done for it. That doesn't make me in the wrong, nor you for having the expectation that I communicate when previously I could, but neither of us is in the wrong there because we are both just doing the best we can with what we have. Now on to the next story. Story 2. Dad stole my identity and opened 3 credit cards in my name and withdrew $15,000, ruining my credit score. I'm trying to buy a house and I'm freaking out. I found my dad used my information to open 3 credit cards over the last year. When I went to get a pre-approval for a mortgage, I was told by the lender they wouldn't be able to give me a home loan because of the defaulted credit cards. They also said I probably wouldn't be able to get a loan from any lender because of it and gave me a sheet of paper explaining what I'd need to do in order to fix it. When I tried disputing the cards, one of which is already in collections, the disputes got closed out as the debts were verified. I told my divorced parents about it and their answers were pretty wildly different. My dad said that these things happen and that I should be more careful in the future with my social security number. Seeing as I've always been careful, that made me pretty mad. My mom said she thinks my dad might have something to do with it since him opening credit cards in her name had a part to play in their divorce. She told me he ran up about $50,000 in credit card debt on secret credit cards. A few days ago, I ended up casually telling my dad I'm going to have to file a police report for the credit cards. He told me I probably shouldn't do that because $15,000 isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. When I told him it was keeping me from buying a house, he said I could just wait a few years until they fell off of my credit report. He said it would only take another 4.5 years. When I told him I obviously couldn't wait that long, so I have to file the police report, he straight up told me not to do it and to just be more careful in the future. Once I told him I already got the paperwork together from the credit agencies, he told me he had opened the cards to pay for living expenses over the last year. He said his work slowed down a little bit, but he'd do what he could to help pay it off. He said it would ruin his life if he went to jail. I'm leaning towards going to the police anyway, but I didn't right that minute. I have everything in front of me today to go make the report. I guess I just want to make sure turning it over to the police is the right thing to do here. Especially if I'm wanting to buy a house this year. Comments. Madagicus9. Report him for fraud. Op. That's what I'm leaning towards. I'm realizing if I want to buy a house, I can't have those accounts on my credit. Grace stranger than you. If he wasn't your dad, you'd have reported him already, right? Well, think about this. Why didn't he give you the same respect and not ruin your credit because he's your father? Update 1. I spent about half of the day reading everyone's comments and it pretty much solidified what I was going to do. The process itself was pretty easy. I went to the police department and the person at the front desk had me wait about 10 minutes before an officer came out. We talked for about 15 minutes and he made copies of all of the paperwork I gave him. He told me the case would be assigned to a detective on Tuesday and gave me a pamphlet they have about how to contact the credit agencies. I was given a report number and was told I could use that now to start disputing the accounts. A detective is going to follow up with me in the next couple of weeks. I asked what would end up happening to my dad and the officer said it looked pretty clear cut to him, but the charging decision is 100% with the state attorney's office. He said if they decide to pursue charges, he'll likely get a warrant put out for his arrest. He also said typically if this is his first felony, he's probably going to get some sort of pretrial diversion with court supervision or probation. He probably won't go to jail for years, but if he gets picked up on a warrant, he's going to spend at least a little bit of time behind bars. I've decided I'm okay with that because it's obvious to me he did this purposefully. He's never been arrested before, so hopefully this is a wake-up call for him. At the same time, he completely did this to himself. I'll update whenever I learn more. Comments. Matthew Lehis _ Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Sincerely hope everything works out well for you. Oop, I think it will. From what I understand it might take a month or 2 for the cards to come off of my credit, but once they do, my credit score should shoot up. Jewel _flip, well done op. I was so mad on your behalf reading the first post. It would take everything in me not to use his words against him. Jail time? It's just a few years. You've ruined my life? No. You did by trying to ruin mine. I hope the marks come off your credit report like it's made of Teflon. Good luck on your home ownership journey. Update 2. There's been some good, a little bad, and a little real bad progress the past few days. The good, I used my report number and disputed every account. When I checked my credit last, which everyone should be doing regularly, the one with the lowest balance was already off of my account. The other cards in the collection account are still showing, but I have hope they'll be falling off in the next few weeks. I also received a call from someone at the prosecutor's office who had a couple of extra questions for me and asked if I would be willing to testify if they charged him. I said yes, and they said they would be making a decision on their charges before the end of the month. The bad, obviously, someone talked to my dad about this because the last time he talked, he scolded me for going to the police and hasn't talked to me since. One of my brothers was also pretty mad at me about it and hasn't talked to me in over a week. The rest of my siblings and my mom understood where I was coming from. The real bad, one of my other brothers, not the one who was pissed, found 2 open credit cards on his credit which weren't his. He checked his credit score for the first time in a couple of years and he said it was down about 150 points from where it used to be. He's now in the process of dealing with that. He doesn't have any positive proof, yet, that it was our dad, but the fingers are pointing in that direction. This still blows my mind that a dad could do this to his own children. I'm moving forward though, I still hope to be able to purchase a house before the end of the year. Additional information from Op. Also, I think all of my other siblings, there are 6 of us, are checking their credit too. Probably for the best. Update 3, this is going to be my final update as it seems like this has gone viral and hit a few different big websites. I'm happy to say my credit has completely returned to normal. All of the disputed accounts are now gone. Obviously, I'm excited about this since it gives me a solid financial future. I also received a letter from the prosecutor's office 2 weeks ago and they said they are going forward with a charge of what is basically identity theft. I spoke with an assistant prosecutor and they explained they'd be putting out a warrant shortly, but that as a first-time offender, they'd probably offer a misdemeanor charge and a plea. My dad was arrested last Friday after a traffic stop. He got out of jail the next day and has a new court date in late August according to the Public Records website. He called me and told me I'm dead to him and to never contact him again. My brother, who found credit cards opened in his name, has made a police report as well, but apparently the addresses are different on the accounts. He was told it was unlikely it would be prosecuted, but he's working on getting them off of his credit. Additional information from Op. Just wanted to give everyone who commented in my other posts a shout out. You have all given me the courage to do this. I'm going to be deleting this throwaway because I really hope to put all of this behind me between the news articles and the having no contact with my dad. Don't let things like this sneak up on you. It breaks my heart to do this to my dad, but he did this to himself.